Good.
I mean, up and down the stat sheet, you guys dominated. What do you think it was that kept the girls from finishing out there?
I think they had a plexiglass barrier in front of their goal, and I'm going to walk over there and just see if it's still there. Actually, their goalkeeper played well. Their defense made it very hard for us to get a clear shot on frame. So I certainly credit Wisconsin and their defensive effort to keep us out of the goal. To their credit, we couldn't seem to finish well. But I still think our team has huge potential, and maybe eventually we'll play a team that might decide to cross the mid-stripe. And then, maybe there'll be some space to attack into. So that's our hope. We'll see what happens.
This seemed really different from the draw up at Penn State. It seemed like you played a lot better. Is that your perception? Or?
Yeah, but Penn State's probably a better team, so I think we have to credit Penn State in the Penn State game. Not that this team was a poor team, it wasn't. I mean, they defended heroically, and I thought their goalkeeper made some spectacular saves. So I certainly give them full credit, and I think we're going to see that. I think when another team looks at our roster, they're going to say, yeah, let's try to get as many players behind the ball as possible, as often as possible. Let's have a low line of confrontation, and I think that's going to be the way that we're going to face every team. Because obviously, out of the 3 games, it's been very successful in 2 of them. So that's my guess. My guess is we're going to have to learn to deal with that. So we've got to get certainly better with our final ball. We've got to get better with striking balls low and on frame. And we've got to be better at shooting across the frame. All the elements of fundamental finishing we've got to sort of bring into our attacking character. But there were some good things. I thought second half we certainly played with a lot more enthusiasm than we did in the first half. And I want to credit my reserves in the last part of the first half, because I thought they played with a better rhythm than the starters and created a really good chance. Tori had a chance with a nice build-up where, again, she did shoot it low, which was good. And, of course, the goalkeeper was there on the near post where the ball ended up. But I was really pleased with the reserves in the second half. And honestly, we are deep. And then we're seeing some more players now. Maddie Darlene, who was our starting 7 coming into the season until she got hurt, got to play a little bit. She isn't really that sharp yet, but she's going to be a weapon. And the other player that had her first chance to play today, I think also has huge potential for us, and that's Evelyn Shores. We had her sub in for Meza in the 6, and she's a wonderfully skillful presence that can also head.
That's mine.
We basically blooded
two
more players.
It's mine.
Offensively, is there kind of like a level of communication that you would like to see maybe upped a bit just after kind of today's game?
Communication to some extent, but decision making. Basically, what's really hard for an amateur player is to make sure every shot they have has an idea. So if this is the goal and I'm here, the best shot is a bent ball across the frame. If I'm right in the middle of the goal, shooting low into each corner is the best idea. So right now, in terms of our shooting fundamentals, they're off. We had an opportunity on a corner kick if we didn't foul the goalkeeper, and of course we fouled the goalkeeper. And then we have a corner kick set up where if basically we're shooting from anywhere, we have a player in front of the goalkeeper, not hitting the goalkeeper, but in front of them. And of course, the shot we had right at the goalkeeper, where was that person? Well, I don't know, but we'll be looking at the tape and trying to sort that out. So, there are a lot of things that we can do better, and of course we have to, because now that the template is set for how to certainly shut us out, I'm sure we're going to see that the rest of the season.
You do play a possessive style of football. I mean, do you at least like the way that your team is kind of dominating in terms of possession, just a matter of getting them to finish?
We were pretty convinced coming into the season that we would dominate most of the games, because we had a deep roster returning from a team that was within 16 seconds and a blind referee of winning the national championship. So we were actually pretty convinced that we were going to be a dominant team. But with that sort of dominance, now we have to figure out a way to convert that into basically goals when a team's playing a low block. And there was nothing wrong with the Wisconsin strategy. In fact, it was a very good strategy because their defenders, I thought, were wonderfully aggressive. We never really got a clean look. And I thought their goalkeeper also played well. And then honestly, I was always nervous on the counter. They had some very good counterattacks. They didn't get many shots off it, but they had a couple, very good counterattacks. So I'm just excited about our potential still. And potential is an interesting word. The way I define potential is we're basically not worth much right now. So right now we have great potential, but until we convert that into consistent goal scoring, that's all it is. We have to solve that element in our game.
This week, Savvy King had ACC defensive honors, and then we have Olivia Thomas, which is a great game, a lot of shots today. How would you say we would expect to see from freshmen this season? It seems like the trend so far is they've just been such a good class.
It is. This was rated by Top Drawer the #1 recruiting class in the country, and I think they're proving that they are. Right now we've got 2 freshmen starting, but we're playing 5. And all 5 of those kids are contributing in the most positive way. So this is certainly a very good recruiting class. And now we've got to figure out a way to turn the game dominance into production, goal scoring, and then that'll be the final piece, because I think this is going to be a pretty dominant team.
Usually when one of the best players on the pitch is wearing light blue, that's good. But this was the goalie today, their goalie. How often have you seen an opposing goaltender wear light blue like that? That was weird.
Actually, they do it regularly.
Do it?
And maybe there's some method to the madness. Or maybe it's just such a popular color, but we see that actually regularly. So tip my hat to her. First of all, she was wearing a wonderful color, and then she played incredibly well.
Thank you so much, Coach.
Thanks, Anson.